There is a lot of hidden lore in the Long Dark, some of which is only recoverable when the lights turn back on. The buffer memories at Carter Dam give us a glimpse into what I suspect are the events preceding its second and final shutdown. These very well might be the final days at Carter Dam. If you want to know more about the overall history of Carter Dam, check out this video linked in the description. Before I continue, please make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts, and watch to the very end to boost the video analytics. Across the upper and lower parts of the dam, there are 10 buffer memories that mention a series of characters. They are the skeleton crew that were tasked with modernizing the dam sometime after the collapse. The upper dam buffer memories are an email exchange between two brothers named Jeff and Teddy Wallace. Within these emails, we can see a mention of a sketchy window in the lower dam, which we can see in-game as the broken window used to re-enter the dam from the outside. This window broke at some point in time due to the heavy winds outside the winding river. Besides the mention of general fixes and maintenance of the dam, Jeff and Teddy mention a McPherson and a Clark. Clark is definitely Robert Clark, the CEO of Carter Hydro. It seems that the skeleton crew at the dam was struggling to maintain and modernize it. McPherson did not want to bring it up to Clark, most likely out of fear of the response. Jeff and Teddy took it upon themselves to do it, demanding that more help be brought in. The two were young and they appreciated the work, but this project seemed too large for the amount of people involved. There is also mention of a trapper spotted lurking outside of Carter property. The dam workers had contracted them to kill wolves in the winding river the previous year. It seems this trapper had been alone for a long time and may have been unpredictable. This isn't the only time the trapper is mentioned within the Carter Dam buffer memories, or possibly in all the buffer memories. The lower dam buffer memories are a series of text documents that McPherson kept about the happenings in the dam. This makes it sound like McPherson may have been the manager of the project. This would explain why he didn't want to bring up the need for more workers to the CEO, Clark. These documents list other members of the skeleton crew, including Vaughn, Benton, and Hayes. One document mentions Vaughn leaving through the winding river exit without a safety harness. I don't know what this safety harness was, whether it contained tools, basic survival gear to fend off wolves, or both. It is important to note that this is the same Vaughn that left behind Vaughn's rifle, which can be found in and around the Carter Dam or winding river. He is mentioned as a loose cannon, which may explain his disregard for his own safety in the winding river. Benton may also have been a little reckless, considering he almost got himself killed or severely burned from improperly accessing a service panel. Hayes had an accident in the bathroom after slipping on water that had leaked on the ground. A conduit in the lower dam caught fire one day, which was put out by the Wallace brothers. McPherson noted they would be commended for their work. Carter Dam was clearly a mess. Modernization attempts had failed in the past, and it was clearly failing in the final days it was open. Even in-game, the dam is in such disarray that it is deadlier during an aurora than it is being outside in a blizzard. The final buffer memory here mentions the trapper once again. They call it their ghost, which is a fitting name for such an elusive figure. They seem to be lurking outside again. Apparently, there is a hidden trail around the dam to the winding river. This hidden trail most likely involves climbing the hills around the dam. This time, it is mentioned that the dam needed local help, requesting a way to contact the trapper. This is most likely before they were contracted to kill the wolves in the winding river. There is a buffer memory in the maintenance shed in Broken Railroad that mentions a mystery man running on the tracks. A Briarhouse truck would approach the man just before they ran away. I suspect this may also be the trapper that is mentioned multiple times at the dam. Naturally, this has me wondering if we know more about this mysterious trapper. Considering that Mystery Lake houses the dam as well as a trapper's cabin, it makes me wonder if our friend from Wintermute episode 2 is the same trapper skulking around Carter. I'd love to elaborate more on this, but I think that this trapper deserves their own special video in the future. We know that shortly before it closed permanently, the forest talkers surrounded Carter Dam. After several days of being trapped inside, the skeleton crew was rescued. Negotiations were made with the forest talkers, most likely so they would avoid punishment. While the encounter was non-violent, CEO Robert Clark finally threw in the towel. he admitted that he failed just as the founder of Carter Hydro, Richard Carter, had failed 50 years prior. He delivered the news that Carter Dam would be closing again, for the second and final time. The final days at the dam would be brutal for the workers and for the dam. The forest talkers were the final nail in the dam's coffin. Its closure served as a trophy for their organization, one of their few victories across Great Bear Island. Vaughn would leave his rifle behind for us to find in survival mode. The Wallace brothers would hopefully get their boat fixed the following spring. As for the whole crew, hopefully the post-collapse economy provided them with some meaningful work. We unfortunately don't know what happened to them afterwards. This video sadly closes out the history and the story behind Carter Dam. It was a failure from the very beginning and a sad reminder of the economic and industrial downfall of Great Bear Island. Carter isn't the only place of its kind that fell victim to the forest talkers, the earthquakes, the collapse, or even the ravages of time. I hope to make more videos like this, talking about specific places and regions across Great Bear Island. So if you are interested, check out this new playlist about the people and places in the Long Dark. If you want more lore videos for the Long Dark, please make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.